It's the National Football League on EA Sports, and we've got a showdown in the NFC North. It's the Vikings and the Lions, and it's coming up next on Madden NFL 22.
Kene Nwangwu now out of his end zone. And he'll get it up past the 20 to about the 22. Cousins now to throw on first down. Flushed out right. That's to Dalvin Cook, his running back. And he's got it past the 30 before he's hit and dropped. So they'll come up first and 10 now from the 33. Off the play fake, Cousins. They'll roll him out right. And he'll find Thielen on the right side. They'll contain him to just 4. Second down. The first carry now for Dalvin Cook. Cook with a first down and much more. And he gets this to the other side of midfield across the 45 before going out. Even from up here in the booth, the play-by-play guy could tell that there was some pretty good blocking on the right side of the line.
Well, you have good eyes, and it's almost like a ballet when it's executed that well. Everyone in the right spot, everyone in sync, everyone hitting the perfect notes. A little more percussion and a lot more bass, I would think, than you get your normal ballet. But at the same time, that was well executed.
Here's 2nd and 5 now from the 37. Play action now. Cousins. Complete. Jefferson to target. And he'll be out of bounds as he gets it down to the 30 there. On play action, Cousins steps away. That's to Cook out of the backfield. And he'll go out of bounds inside the 15-yard line. I don't think it's a surprise they're throwing the football early. We expected that. They told us they were going to come out firing, but 4 for 4 on the opening drive. They like that.
They don't just like it, they love it, because now...
Well, that's into a sea of bodies, and it's intercepted. Picked off inside the 5. And the Lions are going to get the football here as they force the INT on the game's opening drive. So not quite a 1st and goal. It's 1st and 10 from the 10. After the interception, here's Goff. And that's to Amon-Ra St. Brown. A gain of 6 there on first.
A 6-yard pickup brings up 2nd and 4 at the 16-yard line.
First carry for DeAndre Swift. And that closed up quickly there as he gets it up only to about the 17. It'll only be a gain of a yard, and it sets up a 3rd down and 4 now.
Brings up 3rd.
Out of the gun. Goff. And this is going to be incomplete. So the defense able to get off the field here on 3rd down.
And it's one of the goals of the game. They've got to be effective on passing downs. It's one of the few things defenses chart. How did we do on 3rd down? That's a nice start for them in this one.
Now fair catch is called for and taken at the, we'll call it the 37-yard line. A 41-yard punt there with no return. And the Vikings will take over here 1st and 10. Kirk Cousins and the Vikings offense back on the field. And he had to be pleased at the start of the last drive. The offense was moving, but certainly not pleased at the end result, an interception.
And every team we ever talk to at some point in the conversation, the coach, player, someone talks about, you know, we've got to finish. We've got to finish off drives, finish off the game. There's an example there of not finishing, doing everything right, but not getting the result that you need.
On 1st and 10, Cousins eluding the pressure right. And he'll be out of bounds as he gets this down about the 21 or 22. Working with a 2nd and 3. Play fake, Cousins. Rolling to his right. That is caught by Thielen. And so close, he gets it to the 1. Out of bounds right there.
Boy, how about the speed with which this offense can get down the field? It's taking them no time at all to get down here. And now they're set up with a 1st and goal.
They go play action. Cousins. Flush to his right. And he will score. Touchdown, Vikings. Kirk Cousins keeping it himself. himself from a yard out. And the Vikings have taken a first-quarter lead. And now they'll empty the backfield here as they elect to go for two. Cousins will try and throw. That's caught. And he is not going to make it. They stop him up short, and this will remain a 6-0 ball game. So unable to throw it in for two from the two. Let me ask you, as a former DB, what changes there around the goal line on a two-point conversion as far as how you're defending it?
You just make sure you never back up and you never retreat. You establish yourself really on the line of scrimmage, put your heels on the goal line at worst. And if they're going to throw the ball, make them throw it over your head because they're going to run out of space because of the back of the end zone. Never let a guy catch one in front of you.
On 1st and 10, Goff. Oh, he was hit as he threw it there, and that one winds up incomplete.
Well, they've got man coverage on the outside, and my scouting report on these DBs tells me that they love to take matters in their own hands. They want man coverage, not zone. And there was good coverage there that forced the incompletion.
A second down pass play there, but it's incomplete.
They have to like what they've done defensively here at the outset of this drive. They forced a couple of incomplete passes, bring up a 3rd and 10. Don't be surprised to bring a little pressure on this snap.
Now on 3rd down, that pass knocked down in the backfield and incomplete. Here's Jack Fox now as he'll kick it away for the 2nd time. His first punt, 45 yards. This looks good as well. Fair catch called for and taken right near the 30-yard line. So a change of possession here on the punt. And out will come the offense as they take over. Here are the Vikings now to start their next drive. And for them, a touchdown their last go-around. Obviously, they'll be hoping to do that again.
And when you start plotting for this drive, when you start thinking to yourself, okay, what are we going to do? You don't go away from what you did before because that worked. But you have to be prepared for wrinkles and counters because you know they'll make some adjustments.
6-0 our score after one. On 2nd down, Cook. And able to get this one across the 45 before he's brought down.
That's pretty much meat and potatoes right there, wasn't it? Just go right at him and let your big horse charge up the middle. Not too fancy there, was it?
Nothing fancy at all, challenging that defense. And on that go-around, the offense won the challenge. Oh, going for Jefferson downfield. And a big turnover there as his guys will get the football back. He violated a big-time no-no in throwing that pick, rolling right and throwing across his body.
And you know that your dad taught you that in the backyard when you were a tyke.
Yep.
Don't do it. The problem, every now and then you get away with it.
And oh, it's a safety. Goff got buried in the end zone. He couldn't get rid of it. And Charles, at some point, you can't keep worrying about big play. Can this be perfect? You just have to get the ball out of the end zone.
And in the offensive huddle, that was discussed when they called the play. Just get out of the end zone. But you know what's interesting? A lot of the times in the defensive huddle, they actually call a set and then say at the end of it, get a safety. So it's preached, it's coached, it's thought about.
Here are the Vikings now to start their next drive. Now he's tackled a yard short of the marker. Good gain of 9 on 1st down. The last run got 9. That leaves him with 2nd and a yard. Throwing, Cousins. Well, it's caught on the right side at Smith. And he'll be taken down, but not before he gets into enemy territory. Cousins on 1st down. On the move to his left. And he's got this to Jefferson. And he's taken down inside the 30. 1st down, here's the run with Cook. And he'll work this forward for about 3 at 2nd down. Ball at the 26, 2nd and 7. Cousins gives way to Cook. And a pretty good run as he'll get this down close to a 1st at the Lions' 19-yard line. They'll run it. Here's Cook. And he picks up the 1st down yardage as he takes it down to the 16.
Exactly what they needed right there because they needed to use the ground game to take some pressure off because the quarterback's been struggling a little bit.
They'll try to throw now. Cousins sliding out of the pocket. This is caught. Touchdown, Vikings. Cousins able to connect with Adam Thielen. And the Vikings are going to widen that advantage.
Now that touchdown won't allow you to totally relax, but you can breathe a little easier now. Just increased their lead.
Extra point right down the middle. And the lead is up to 15 now. So that drives 7 plays in length. And it's polished off by a Viking score. Now Joseph tees it up to kick off following the touchdown. Here's Khalif Raymond to return. And he's up past the 20 to the 22-yard line. The Detroit offense ready to begin their drive. And the last time they had the football, they surrendered 2 points on the safety. They don't want to do that one again.
No, not at all. It's almost like a bases clearing double, isn't it? Give up a couple of runs.
Sure.
just messes things up for you offensively. But now they've got to go ahead, take it, set it aside, and move forward.
To throw once more on 2nd and 10. Goff. And they're not able to hook up there. Incomplete.
Well, so far in this drive, they've done some good work. They force incompletions on 1st and 2nd down, bring up 3rd and 10. That brings up the big question. Do they bring pressure or do they play coverage on this down?
Going for the deep ball. And that will be incomplete. Well, they weren't scared to let it fly, but it falls to the ground and brings up 4th down. Now on 4th down, on is the punt team sending this one away. Fair catch called for and made at about the 32-yard line. So possession goes over here on the punt. And possession will switch hands, 1st and 10. Here are the Vikings now to start their next drive. Escaping the pressure right. And that's complete to K.J. Osborne. And he finally is out of bounds, but he's down inside the 20-yard line. A big play there for Minnesota. A real field flipper there as all of a sudden they've got a 1st down in the red zone. Cousins now. Rolling to his left. And he just throws this one away. Smart decision here this close to the end zone, and it brings up 2nd down. 2nd and 10. To throw is Cousins. He'll buy some time right. And he'll get into the end zone. Touchdown, Minnesota. Kirk Cousins with his 2nd touchdown here in this first half. And the Vikings are able to widen their lead here in this first half. Extra point splits the uprights, and the lead opens up now to 22 points.
22, Lions nothing. Greg Joseph to kick off for Minnesota.
Now Joseph tees it up to kick off following the touchdown. Khalif Raymond now. And he returns this to the 22.
The Lions take over 1st and 10.
The Lions offense ready to kick off their next drive. And some dangerous territory. You're already down 3 scores. A 3-and-out here or an inability to put any points up. This one might be over by half.
Yeah, and what you also have to guard against is calling every play for a big shot downfield. You know, thinking you're going to get all these points back on one drive. You're not. And last time I looked, it's still the first half. I'm not saying you have ultimate patience here, but you also don't have to go ahead and force everything either.
To throw again on 2nd down. Goff. And that one going to be off target and incomplete.
To this point, I've been impressed with the work defensively. They have not allowed a lot of receivers to run free. And there's another example, another incompletion.
He'll find Swift out of the backfield. And he is going to have a Lions 1st down as they're able to get the 3rd down conversion. Now hold everything here. We're going to get a timeout by the offense, as they'll stop it with just over a minute to go before halftime. This offense finding its legs now. Here's another 1st and 10.
Hey, D-line, let's get in there. Let's get in there.
Now it's Goff. That's caught by the big tight end, T.J. Hockenson. The Lions now going to use the 2nd of their timeouts, as the clock will stop with 55 seconds to go until halftime. Goff on first down. Toward the right sideline, but it's incomplete.
They've given up a few first downs on this drive, but getting the incompletion there, that should give them something to build on and maybe turn the tide.
Right there, 54, right there.
On 2nd and 10, Goff. And his throw here's incomplete. So back-to-back incompletions. 3rd down here and 10, but you're still in field goal range.
And that's the thing to keep in mind. They're in field goal range. So now you don't take any unnecessary risks, but you try and find a way to get back to what you were doing earlier in the drive in order to finish this one off.
On now is Seibert for the Lion field goal. From the left hash, this from 39. Seibert's kick is good. And the deficit falls under 20 now. It's a 19-point game. So they do get the 3 points before they hit halftime. Something to build on, maybe.
Yeah, go ahead and raise the banner, right? Wave the flag. That's good. Got points. And now, as you said, they've got something to build on as they get ready for the second half.
And he'll take it a yard or so past the 20. Here are the Vikings now to start their next drive. And with a 3-score lead already, this is not time for a momentum change, so I'd imagine they'd be happy to just take this into the locker room. Oh, going for Jefferson downfield. And incomplete on the deep ball. So after the incompletion on first, now 2nd and 10. He was trying to find Justin Jefferson there. And it's 2nd down. Now Cousins. Out to his left. And he'll have this past the 30 prior to going out of bounds.
Looks to me, partner, like he's learned a little bit because earlier in the game, I think he was trying to force a lot of throws into some windows that just weren't open.
Yeah, the interceptions had plagued him, especially a second interception, really a bad throw. So maybe a better decision there.
Yeah, no doubt about it. I think he learned from earlier in the game, and he's applying it now.
And he gets this up across the 35 before he's out of bounds. He'll get 5 out of the scramble. It's 2nd down.
It's going to be 5. Brings up 2nd and 5.
Cousins. That's complete to his running back, Jefferson. The Vikings going to signal for the first of their timeouts as they stop it with 11 seconds remaining in this first half. A couple of first downs on the drive already as they'll go from the 47 now on first down. Now Cousins steps away. And the 3rd interception thrown by Cousins. Picked up by Afitu Melifonwu. And the Lions will take over here as they get it up to the 43-yard line. The Detroit offense ready to begin their drive. And they'll have time for one play. That's it. 3 seconds to go before intermission. He's going to loft one deep left side here. And that is incomplete. So we hit halftime with our visitor. You want the 3rd quarter already? No problem. Let's do it.
Final adjustments being made in both locker rooms. They are just about set to get back to football in Detroit. And for the call of the second half, we'll kick it back up to Ford Field and Brandon Gott.
All right, Coach, thank you, and we welcome everyone back for quarter number 3. The Vikings have to like their position. They've got the lead. They get this football as well as we are back and underway for the second half. And he won't quite make it to the 25.
First and 10 at their own 24-yard line.
14.
A play fake for Swift. Now Goff. Blitz coming, and down he goes. Anthony Barr comes rumbling in for the sack. Don't need it all back at once, but you figure they're going to need something here. 17 yards to go on 2nd down. Goff, a handoff here to Swift. Oh, he's got a little daylight. And they nearly get this all the way to midfield. Mark him down at the 49. A big play there. The big play has him all the way out near midfield for a 1st and 10. Goff. Throw caught by Raymond. And they're well past midfield, just a yard or two shy of the 40. I don't know what they talked about at halftime. Whatever it was, it worked. They looked like a different team here in the third quarter.
Yeah, I doubt that there very many trash cans that got kicked over, that type of a speech. I think what they did was they analyzed what worked in the first half, what didn't, and figured out a better game plan.
Still in search of their first touchdown of the game, but they're on the move. 1st and 10. A first carry now for the BYU man. It's Jamal Williams. And only a yard this time as he's taken down right around the 26. On 2nd and 9. Goff. And his throw is incomplete.
A lot of times it's that first read that you have. Maybe you get it in pre-snap, and he locked in on his target. But he was covered quite well, and that one's incomplete.
Throwing on 3rd. Goff. He's going to let it go deep for the end zone. And that will be incomplete. Oh, he left that one in a bad spot, but fortunately it's just an incompletion and not picked to bring up 4th down. Seibert able to knock this one through, and that'll get the deficit back to 16. So a good drive there to begin quarter number 3, but they're only able to shave 3 points off the lead.
Well, something's better than nothing. All right, they didn't play particularly well in the first half, but they definitely need him to step on the accelerator now and play a whole lot better.
Nwangu now from his end zone. Oh, a good-looking return set up here. Solid return, pretty good field position. They'll start at the 32. Here are the Vikings now to start their next drive. And following the interception, just any interception, are you a little bit more cautious when you start that next drive, or no, you just throw that out the window? And this is, oh my goodness, he pulled it in one-handed. A big play there for Minnesota.
We see this happen so often. If you're a defender, it's like watching a bad movie over and over. The pressure's good, forcing the quarterback out of the pocket. But it's a lot to ask for these defenders to stay plastered to receivers long enough. And sure enough, they let a man come open, and the connection leads to a big play.
And he's brought down just outside of the 10 at the 11. It's a pickup of 4, and it'll bring up 2nd down. They run it again with Cook. And he couldn't quite get there. Tackled down at the 1. 68 yards rushing now on 8 carries for him so far. So 3 plays, already 1st and goal, and they are wasting little time. They'll run for it with Cook. And he will take this one into the end zone for a Viking touchdown. Dalvin Cook punching it in from a yard away. And the Vikings find a way to stretch their lead. I tell you, you get the ball down near the goal line, you can be pretty sure that Dalvin Cook is going to get the carry, and he powers his way into the end zone.
Yeah, he's one of those guys that really runs downhill, and what I mean by that, hits a line with such speed and power that tacklers just bounce off of him. In a sense, it feels like the field is tilted, and he's running downhill at the defenders and gaining extra force.
So they elect to pass there on the 2-point try. Sometimes could prove risky. There it worked out.
Yeah, and I love how you bring up that it can prove risky, because if you get it intercepted and they return it, that's 2 points for the defense, but not on that play.
Raymond now on the return. And beyond the 20, but not by much. In fact, just a yard pass there to the 21. The Lions offense ready to kick off their next drive. And here we are almost through 3 quarters of play, and this passing game still has not really found any kind of rhythm.
Put it mildly, because they're not even over 100 yards yet. And in today's NFL, where it's a pass-first league, that is quite surprising. Not many teams patient enough to stick with the run. Everybody wants to advance the ball through the air. They've got to get their timing back.
On 1st down, it's gone. The Vikings after him, and they get there for the sack. The defense rising to the challenge and setting him back on the sack. Throwing on 2nd and long. Goff. Hit as he throws, and the ball is out. It's a live football. But I believe the Lion was there to recover it. Yes, they will indeed keep possession. So they'll get a little extra time to come up with his 3rd down play as we've played 3 quarters. This is the National Football League on EA Sports. So possession still theirs, but now they face a third down. Now Goff. He gets this complete to Cephas. And he'll go out of bounds. Looks like right at the 15. Just a 5-yard pickup, and it leads to fourth down. On fourth down, the punt team is on as this is sent away. Fair catch taken just inside the 40-yard line.
The Vikings take over first and 10.
And out now come the Vikings. They've got a chance now to put this game away following that last defensive stop and punt. Cook a first down and more. And finally taken down at the 44-yard line. And now they're in the hurry-up. Now we've got movement up front. And I think this is going to be on Minnesota. This O-line's been great. They've got the big lead, so give them a pass there, I guess.
Yeah, I would think so, because if we were grading them on their performance in this game, a lot of pluses in their boxes so far.
A bit of an opening there on the first down run as they get this forward for about 6 yards.
Taken down at the 43-yard line.
On second down now, it's Cook. He's got the first down here inside the 30. And finally marked down at the 23. Following the good run by Cook, here's another 1st and 10. Now a handoff here to his running back. And he'll get it down this time to the 17. 6 yards on that last play. Here's 2nd and 4. And he'll give it here to his running back. Able to fight for about 4 yards there to the 13. And the offense moving quickly to the line. 3rd down, Dalvin Cook. And he will score. Touchdown, Vikings. Dalvin Cook, his 2nd touchdown of the afternoon. And the Vikings offense continues to pour it on. Point after, right down the middle. And the lead will swell by 1 more. That time a 6-play drive. And it's capped off by the touchdown run coming from Dalvin Cook. Now Joseph tees it up to kick off following the touchdown. Raymond now on the return. And the tackle going to be made right there at the 25-yard line. The Detroit offense ready to begin their drive. These guys had to punt their last possession, and that's become too familiar of a refrain. Too many of these drives just wound up going nowhere.
But you know how in baseball, when the pitcher gets a base hit and he's on base, they bring his jacket out to him to keep him warm? A lot of times the punter goes to the sideline, puts on sweatpants or a wrap over his leg to keep him warm. He might need a massage from the trainer right now from all the work he's getting. Well, this game is certainly pretty well over. They can go ahead and mark it in the win column. But as a defense, they don't want to get so soft now that everybody just throws the ball all over the place against them, gets big yardage, and puts points on the board. They have pride, too, on that side of the ball.
Detroit Lions, first down.
Now Goff on first down. Right side, it's the tight end, Hockenson. And that's good for a pickup of 10 yards. And that'll make it 2nd and a foot or so. Goff now looking to throw. Throwing over the middle, but it's incomplete.
At this point in the game, they've got to continue to try anything they can. They're still working at it, even though this one feels like a lost cause.
Goff on 3rd down. And this one taken in by Cephas. And he is out of bounds inside the 30. Goff throwing again. Over the middle, it's complete. And down inside the 15, shy of the 10. Just 2 minutes remaining here in the 4th quarter of what has been a one-sided affair.
1st and 10 at the 11-yard line.
On 1st and 10, Goff. And this is caught. Touchdown. Wait, hold a second here. Flag down. Let's see if this will stand. And yes, they want the points, so they will decline the penalty. No question there.
You don't think they spent a couple seconds mulling over what the penalty.
I don't even know why they asked the sideline.
Not at all. When you put the ball in the end zone on a takeaway, take the points and keep moving.
Extra point by Seibert, up and good. And the lead is down to 24. And the Vikings able to recover. The hands team does its job. Now they're down big here in the fourth. They had to try the onside kick. Can't fault them for the effort at least.
No, you can't at all. And if nothing else, now you've put something that you're trying to practice, right, that you've worked on into a game situation, and now you can go back and dissect it. So if you need it again sometime, maybe you'll find a better way to do it. But, yeah, this game's pretty much done for them.
They're going to hurry back to the line now. Throwing here, Cousins. This one right back into the hands of Jefferson. And they'll have it in the red zone before he crosses over out of bounds. Not totally home free yet, but it's looking good as they come up 1st and 10. Another tote for the workhorse this afternoon. It's Cook. And he's going to get it inside the 10 to the 7-yard line. 144 yards rushing for him now as he has been tremendous all day long.
I have to chuckle to myself a little bit, Brandon, because right now I could be in that huddle with that offensive line. I know exactly what they're saying. If you call a pass play here, we're going to call a timeout. Run the football. We've got control of this thing. Get him behind us and let's go.
Their time to shine.
I like watching the wide receiver screen because it's a real teamwork play. Because guess what? The guy catching the ball, he'll get all the credit. But how about the people have to block in front of him, either fellow receivers or offensive linemen? That makes that play.
And he will get into the end zone. It's another touchdown. This thing is ugly.
And to me, that touchdown allows you to start grinning widely on your sideline. I think they pretty much locked this one away.
Yeah, that's the clincher, the proverbial icing on the cake, if you will. Extra point right down the middle, and that will extend this big lead. Now Joseph tees it up to kick off following the touchdown. Raymond now on the return. Now a hit and a loose football. And the Vikings pick up the football. And they're already in the red zone. The 18-yard line is where they take over.
As that ball got away from him and he saw the opposing team recover it.
You felt his pain?
Oh, I felt his pain, and you know what was going through his head. Tuck it away. Take care of the ball. All the things he hears all week in practice, he didn't carry it over into the game.
And they'll work this down to the 15 for a pickup of 4. 2nd down, they go right back to Cook. And for one of the few times here today, this run's not going to go anywhere. The Vikings going to signal for the first of their timeouts. That'll leave them with 2 remaining. We'll be back after this. Off the play fake, Cousins. They'll roll him out right. And this will be caught. And the carnage continues. It's another touchdown.
Well, partner, when a team's up this big, this late in the game, I always wonder what's their motivation, because if it's me, I'm thinking about pulling on the reins a little bit. But for them, I don't think it's in their DNA. It's not their head coach's makeup at all. I think his opinion is, you stop us. We're not supposed to pull back ourselves.
Now Joseph tees it up to kick off following the touchdown. Raymond now on the return. And he's going to get this across the 20 as he's out of bounds at the 23. The Lions offense ready to kick off their next drive. This is just an exercise in futility. Do you even bother running a play here offensively?
I wouldn't, because now is not going to erase what's happened during the game. So after it's over, you're going to go to the film, find out where the game was really lost. But this is not a situation now where you're going to make up for anything.
We'll see what they do here. A big offensive explosion help leading them to victory. And